I'm here with not really an unboxing because the box is well open, but we do have something neat that we're offering exclusively from Parker Performance. These are very, very limited. With this one going onto my vehicle, there will only be 5 left. These are crash bars made by the one and only Nicholas Dahl, aka Levels Performance, and these babies replace your stock crash bar. The neat thing here is, if you have a Levels intercooler or any large intercooler really, these will fit perfectly just behind it. The harness bar that goes across, you can zip tie, and it's also very nice and sturdy piece. It's not as crazy light as some other guys have for their drag race applications, but the main thing here is you want some form of, I don't want to say rigidity, but if you were to get into a fender bender, you want to make sure that you have something that'll still protect what's behind your crash bar, and this is just enough for that. So we're going to put this on the vehicle. I'm going to show you a full install on this as well, but it's a nice piece. Again, if you're interested, contact Parker Performance. Again, we have 5 left. After these 5 are gone, that's going to be it. What's going on, guys?
Not much, how about you?
We're here at the Parker Performance Garage, and today we're finally putting on the CPE intercooler. Again, this thing is wider than me, probably not as heavy, but we're still going to put it in, do some comparisons on the install versus what I have in the car right now. So let's get started. So the first thing we do is we put the car up in the air. As always, the bumper has to come off. If you have a trim removal tool, a small trim removal tool, it will be a lot easier to remove these. However, I don't have one handy, so I'm using a screwdriver. Pop this little guy off, take a screwdriver, go underneath it, boom shakalaka. Do this whole thing, take this panel off, and then we're going to get started with the screws. Once we have all the clips removed, we remove the radiator cover. The bumper bolts, these guys up top are all 8. And then you have some that are hiding here and on the other side, which are like a 6 or 7. They're very weird sizes. Now, one thing I want to point out here, if you go over to the fender, most fenders, if you look, my fender kind of just pops off because I'm done to or used to this. If you have a, if you have a first gen S550, there's a bolt right here. It's a pain to get to. It has to come out. If it doesn't come out and you start pulling this off, you'll be doing the same thing that Gabe does and just ruin this whole thing. So keep that in mind if you've never worked on a car before. If your car is used, it may already be gone. However, we do quick latches as well, which takes the need for that off. What are you doing?
Sorry, I didn't know where. I didn't know if I was in.
Tap the screen.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Motherfucker behind the cameras are pressing buttons and shit.
You know, he doesn't show me these things.
Yeah, no, not at all. Oh, anyway, I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take these off. Then the bumper's gonna come off, and then we're gonna start disconnecting the charge pipes. All right, so all the screws are out. We have popped the bumper. So the next thing we're going to do is, like I said, when you have this screw out, it slightly just pops back. You're going to start lifting slightly, and then you're going to, if you come in here, get that shot. You're going to unplug your turning signals and your fog lights on both sides, and then the bumper can come off. That's one. Now, one thing to keep in mind, on this particular car, you may only see 2 connectors because I have a aftermarket system. However, on your car, if it's bone stock, you may have more than that. So just keep that in mind when something doesn't look the same. Here we go. The bumper is off. Now, if you come around here, this is the stock crash bar. Now, the major reason why mine is being replaced is, as you can see, the intercooler is integrated into the crash bar, and the intercooler is actually a very large unit, which I know one of you guys has been messaging and is local and really wants this. Shoot me a message. Also go to Parker Performance on Facebook and shoot us a PM. I know you wanted to buy this. You get first dibs. Otherwise, it's going to be sold to the next person. So the next thing we're going to do is disconnect the charge pipes here, remove these, and then take the actual crash bar off the vehicle.
Not any.
So you can even see here.
Yeah, because any farther more you would have taken out though.
So we have these off now. The next thing we're going to do is take the other side off, and then we're going to start taking these bolts out so that way the whole intercooler can come off in one piece. Right, so we got the first charge pipe off. Again, this is a custom piece. This was designed by Rambo, aka RamFab on Instagram. If you look inside here, these are of course pie cuts, which they're not super orgasmic, but they're still very clean. And even on the inside, there's nothing in there that you would see from, you know, either noobs or inexperienced welders. Are you gonna put a light on there?
Yeah, my phone's dead.
Well, I think they can see it. That's fine.
Yeah, they can see it.
So the most important part about this is this has the is this the map sensor?
No, your map sensor.
It's the boost sensor. Whatever. You need the sensor and transfer it over to your new intercooler. So again, the new intercooler's over there. We're going to put this aside to remember to take this off. But right now we have one charge pipe off. We're going to move over to the next one so that we can get the intercooler out. With the charge pipes removed, we were able to remove the bolts that basically hold the crash bar in place. And the crash bar came off in one piece with the intercooler like stated before. So what we're going to do now, these are the charge pipes that were used for the custom application. What we're going to do now is take the charge pipes off the throttle body and the turbo as well. If you have charge pipes already on the car, there's no reason into buying a new set of charge pipes unless you're really set on moving your blow-off valve over to the quote-unquote correct side. These are MAP charge pipes. This is the CPE charge pipe. The major benefit...
Just, I don't know if you noticed this. Sorry to interrupt you.
That's what I was going to say.
Okay, didn't know if you had noticed, that's all.
So, besides not having the blow-off valve on the cold side at all, the CPE charge pipe comes with two bungs, one which can be used for meth, the other which can be used for nitrous. You can use both for meth, both for nitrous. They're here. Other companies don't do this. So that's a big benefit as far as big turbo, big power is concerned. If you don't want to run an aux fuel kit and you want to run meth or nitrous, these are the way to go. Alrighty, welcome back. There's no commercial break for you guys, sorry. Maybe I'll have an ad just before this if I can still do that. Anyhow, crash bar's off, intercooler's off, whatever this is.
That supports nothing.
Is off. Now we're at the next part where we're moving the map sensor or the boost reference sensor over into the new intercooler. As you can see, this one is quite dirty, so I'm going to go ahead and clean it, and then we're going to put it into the new intercooler. So the intercooler is ready to be hung, and the instructions state that this cover needs to come off from both sides. The evaporator is behind this piece here.
To be more specific, this is your dryer. That's
the dryer. So we're going to do, instead of removing the whole piece, Gabe's going to cut it right here, because that's where the charge pipes or the... Oh yeah, the charge pipes for the intercooler are going to go right into here. So this one I removed. That one we're going to just cut to make sure that that piece is still protected. What are you doing?
I'm trying to lift it up so I can cut easier.
Oh.
Does it make sense now?
No.
Really? Really?
It would probably be easier to use some kind of saw. However, we can't be bothered. So this is the solution.
And this was the closest thing to find.
Yeah, and this thing is huge, even compared to that one. That one's already big, but this is ginormous.
Now, what I'm curious to see with this one, so Alport made a good observation the other day with he had the full race intercooler from Levels. And so think about it like this. Your turbo produces pressure, passes through here.
So you're saying pressure drop?
Yes.
Okay, so with this intercooler, we had constant pressure of 29.5 pounds. So if this is any different, then we will definitely know. But again, we're going big turbo soon, which is what this is for. So Alport being on stock turbo and doing stock turbo stuff, because he's a stock turbo beep. Love you, Alport.
It's just a curious thought, you know. It's something we can actually look at since you already know what you've produced on that one compared to this one.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have to find something better.
Okay. So Gabe's putting the charge pipes in. One thing that we found out with this particular kit, you mount the couplers to the intercooler first, then put the intercooler in with the couplers attached, and then attach the charge pipes to the coupler. And that'll make things a lot easier as far as getting everything into place. Next, what we have are these L brackets, which are going to go behind the crash bar. This gets bolted in here first, and then as the crash bar gets put back on, you'll see this will actually fit on the bottom, on the back, and it'll hold the intercooler in place with the crash bar. So let's get these on, and then we'll put our fancy little crash bar on. Alright, so I went ahead and I put one bolt in, and you can see how the crash bar, this is basically going to get, of course, zip tied to it to make sure it's all hidden. And then, like I said, we're going to include the 4 bolts, and then we're going to tighten these. And then we're ready to put the bumper back on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, other side. Zip tie this up, and we should be finished. Crash bar's on. Harness is zip tied out the way. Everything's tight. Next thing we gotta do, which I talked to you about this before, the map tap. The map tap is right here, and it lets you take this hose, and it goes directly to the blow-off valve. That's your vacuum source, which is going to be over here. We just gotta find a neat way to bring it over, which probably just go under here, like this, and then go under here, and just go directly to the blow-off valve. That should be plenty. And then we can put the bumper back on, and then we can showcase the finished product. Everything's installed. The only downside is that the tow hook no longer is a thing at the moment. I gotta figure out another way to put that on there. But stealthy, I do want to put like a CP stencil or Parker Performance stencil on there. But huge shout out to Custom Performance Engineering for hooking us up with this. I'm excited to see if there's any pressure drop, anything like that. Thank you to Gabe for helping out. And the next thing, we may actually go ahead and get these powder coated. I'm not 100% sure because they're already black, and taking them back off is going to be a huge pain. But again, on a scale of 1 to 10, this install solely based on the intercooler and having to put the charge pipes on before, I would probably do a 5 out of 10. If that wouldn't have been that much of an issue, probably would have been a 3 out of 10. Just be advised that you want to put the coupler onto the intercooler first before you put the coupler on the charge pipes, so that way everything fits smoothly. Everything fits great. We're going to go for a test drive, make sure none of the charge pipes popping off. Everything should be tight enough. And again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Dyno Day, 23rd at PowerTech Performance, $70 for 3 pulls. We do have cash prizes and a raffle. I would love to see you guys there. I know Michael Burness is supposed to come. I'm not sure if he's going to bring a Subaru or something rear-wheel drive to throw on the dyno, but it's awesome to have another, to have an actual YouTube celebrity show up. So Cletus, if you see this, I would love to have one of your cars out there, or bring some of your crew. I know I'm a nobody, but the invite is out there. But besides that, I'm looking forward to hanging out with you guys some more. And remember, it's not over until you win.